Hello everyone and welcome back to the Seasonal Storm. My name is Jess and it's finally time to start on our fall seasonal DIYs. We're going to get started with wreaths because one of the first things I always think of to bring out for the next holiday is a new wreath. So you've probably seen a few of these done in similar fashion here on YouTube because we all are running with the same trends. We're all sharing the same things on Pinterest. But the first one I'm going to attempt to do is this fun ombre sunflower wreath. I'm using all of these colors from the Dollar Tree. I think I have at least 12 picks here. I'm not going to use all of them. And we are going to be deheading these sunflowers, so I will be saving the stem pieces for another project in the future. And we're going to do that one on an 18-inch metal hoop. And then we're going to wrap that hoop in some burlap first to give an anchor point for our sunflowers. If that interests you, feel free to stick around and we'll get right to it. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for stopping by today's video. 100% of the craft supplies used in today's video are from the Dollar Tree's current harvest launch. Now I'm going to go ahead and preface this before we get started by saying that I completely disregarded my own instructions and I did not wrap the hoop with burlap first. So instead I opted to take zip ties and I used those to create some more supports and braces for my flowers to glue and adhere to. If I were to do this again though, I would wrap it in burlap first, so keep that in mind if you choose to replicate this craft. It will be a lot easier with a bigger brace. Now I also deheaded all of my sunflower picks and I'm pretty sure I only used 6 picks total, but at the end we will confirm that. Next, I'm taking some Crafter's Square ribbon from Dollar Tree. This is a burlap wired ribbon and this is in the color Rust. It is available in the current fall collection, and I'm going to wrap the gap on the top of the hoop but not the bottom of the hoop in this rust color. And I am trying really hard to keep my spacing as even as possible because this item will be going up for sale, so I'd like it to look as nice as possible. And forget that I said that when we get to the end and I show you me trying to cover the back of it because I did not do an excellent job, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and keep wrapping this, and if I could do this again, I also might add maybe some batting to add a little bit of dimension and fluffiness to the top of the hoop. But again, we live and we learn, right? Then we're going to hot glue this corner and tuck the tail under where the petals are, and we need to make sure to pull all of our petals out so that we're not losing any of our floral. So we're going to grab our glue gun, and I'm probably going to burn myself right here. We'll see. Oop, yep. And we're going to pull this really, really tight and go ahead and hold it until it seals. Okay, so now that the top half of our wreath has this pretty rust color, I'm going to get some plain burlap and do the bottom half in the same way. Okay, so now we've added the beige or tan or standard burlap at the bottom and we have the rust at the top. And as you can see, it's really pretty as it is, but I'd like to add something else to it, so we're going to add that step next. So I'm going to try something out. I think I'm going to open this grass skirt and see if I can add a little bit of something to the back, and then I'm going to layer burlap on the back to cover it. So we're going to open this up. Hopefully the wind remains calm here for a minute or so while I work on this section. And this is just the grass skirts you can get at the Dollar Tree from the summer section. My store actually carries these year-round, randomly enough, but as you can see, it's actually a lot more than if you were to buy raffia, and it's nice long pieces. So I'm thinking if I cut just a little strip and lay it down so it'll kind of show up on either side outside of it. Before I take this all apart, let's see how it might look or work out. If I do this, it would kind of look like that. So I don't know, let's get an opinion. Hey babe, if I add some raffia to it, like from behind, yeah, you think? Okay. Y'all might not believe this, but he's actually craftier than I am. Anyway, so I first started by hot gluing on the back, and then I realized that it was not enough, and so I decided to zip tie our raffia skirt, our grass skirt, whatever you want to call it, to the back of this. Then I realized this looks completely messy, and I decided to try to hot glue some more ribbon to the back, and I actually regret this. I feel like it looks even messier, and I probably just should have done what I was going to do originally. And if I went back and did this, I'd put my grass skirt down first, and then I would weave my burlap on top of the grass skirt so it would pop out on the top, and then I put my sunflowers on top of that. So please keep that in mind. Learn from my mistakes, if nothing else. I am learning a lot by filming these things, so I guess we will hopefully see some improvement moving forward. And this is the first time I ever tried to do a wreath with mixed elements like this, so give me some grace. But I think it turned out pretty okay in the end, so fair enough. So we have the backside covered, and now we're going through and we're pulling our petals out from around our burlap pieces. I'm going to make a big bow, so I'm taking 2 of my scrap pieces and I'm going to layer 1 scrap piece underneath this loop of ribbon that I made. I'm going to put another scrap piece on top. However, I kind of think maybe I want to bring in this yellow color, so I'm going to open this splatter deco mesh from Crafter's Square, and I'm just going to grab a really small amount of this. So probably just enough to do 1, 2 big loops. And I have my mesh looped over, and I'm going to kind of scrunch it so the bow of the mesh is like this, and I'm going to layer it underneath these 2. So it's definitely very much on trend. I'm not doing big tails on this one either. And then I could take this darker red to bring in that red. I think I might. Or I could take the truck, but I don't know. Let's see. So I'm going to open our red ribbon too. Sorry about all the noise. We do have a very loud tractor going by right now. Sounds like he's going by and like on his way to an adventure too, because he is hauling all over the place. So I'm going to just do a big loop of this one. And I might use this one to make some tails as well. We'll see. I'm not going to do big tails on this, as I just said. Yeah, that's pretty cute. And as you can see, it's starting to come together. Now I'm going to use a zip tie. I've seen a lot of crafters do this method, and it makes so much sense. And of course my packaging does not want to open. This wind has been my nemesis all day. And I'm going to take my zip tie up and through the middle. I'm going to make sure everything is turned out where I want it to be. Now when you're doing this, make sure you put the zip side of your zip tie on the inside of wherever your bow is going to be. And then go ahead and just fluff it out. I always kind of feel like these are kind of, you know, your spare pieces type bows, but they're really cute and they add a fun pop of color. So we have our bow there, and now I'm going to bring down this wreath. I'm going to see where I think this would fit best. So that would be at the top, which is really cute. I like that a lot. What about the bottom? That's really cute too, but I kind of love it at the top. So as I was making that, a huge Nevada thunderstorm rolled in, so we had to take this project inside. This is the finished product, first as an empty, secondary with a sign in it. As you can see, you can't see the frame. The flowers really blend beautifully together. I really love this little tiny pop of raffia at the top and the multi-dimensional bow, and it really pulls together for quite a sweet little appearance. Now, I did make another version where I put this bless sign on the bottom from a 3-part sign. Now, for the 2 versions using the sign, I used just under $10 in materials, so pricing this between $20 and $30, depending on the amount of time spent, I feel like would be appropriate. Thank you for watching, and I'll have more DIYs coming out soon this fall season. See you in the next one.